All right, I kept hearing about this software. Descript. I mean, I heard about it so much, I was like, all right, I gotta check this thing out. So I did. I checked out Descript, and I tested it. I used it for some audio, to clip some audio. I even became an affiliate to refer them because so many people kept speaking about how amazing Descript was, and they kept updating what they were doing. But at the time, I didn't need it very much. They've got a new feature, Storyboard, and I'm interested to check it out. And I want to test it literally live on this video to see if I can figure it out, how long it takes me. First of all, here's their CEO teasing it just a bit.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Descript.
Hey, Andrew.
The first time you heard of Descript, it might have been as a podcasting tool.
Exactly.
By making it possible to edit audio like a doc, Descript changed what's possible for podcasters. Our customers call it things like impossibly futuristic or the most earth-shatteringly spectacular piece of software in years. They've said that they couldn't imagine editing.
Now, just to tell you guys this is the type of stuff that I heard from people. I heard comments like this from users, from people that I knew. So those are definitely not made-up testimonials by any means.
Any other way. And our favorite is that Descript is a tool that actually makes people want to edit. Tons of podcasts are now using Descript, including 9 out of 10 of the top production studios. That's all great, but we're not stopping with podcasts. In fact, today we're here to talk to you about video. We actually see podcasts and video as two sides of the same coin.
What is amazing about Storyboard is this. Basically, from my understanding, and after watching this video, and I'll put a link to this video so you can check it out yourself. You can fully watch through it. Instead of editing video on a timeline like we're used to seeing on a timeline editor, now we're looking at basically editing text. So it's kind of like a mix between a document and PowerPoint. Maybe it's kind of how they're describing it, and I think that's pretty accurate.
Uniquely good at precision editing. Whenever you select something in the canvas, its track will show up in the timeline. And from here, you can do things like trim, make internal edits, slip the...
All right, so on one hand, it's a completely new way of doing things, and it's going to take new adjustments. But my question is, man, am I gonna like this even more? Like, would this be more useful to edit like this? I'm thinking definitely possibly. So therefore, I want to dig in. I want to dig into this right now. All right, so here we are on the homepage. If you have not, by the way, watched their commercial, their video on how it works. It's pretty dang funny. So you can sign up for a free account and get going, which is what I have. Like currently, I have a basic account, and I'm going to create a video. So I gave myself about 10 minutes of checking out stuff before I hit record, which means I know nothing. That's basically what that means. So I'm going to do this right in front of you. I'll potentially pause and fast forward through stuff, but I just kind of want you to be able to see what I can do actively. I'll try to fast forward through stuff where it's me fumbling, because it's going to be a lot of me fumbling, right? Like learning this software. But I want to check out the storyboard that's coming out here and see what I can figure out here. All right, so I'm going to upload the video that I just got done recording for a real estate video. Sample for Descript. All right, so it's working on the transcribe. All right, so one of the things that I do when I'm making a video is...
have you guys tried to...
I record my videos in a way where I can pause, I can look at notes, I can record it all in one go, and then I go back and I cut out the necessary dead space. From my understanding, one of the recent items that Descript has is the ability to shorten word gaps. Now, removing filler words is another reason why I'm probably going to upgrade to Pro, because I clip those out of my videos manually, right? This can do it in one button. That's probably worth the cost actually right there. That's a newer feature that I kind of knew about, but to really kind of put it in my mind of like how much this is worth, right? That's probably totally worth the cost rather than having to, manually do it, even if it only takes, 10 minutes or something like that. All right, I'm going to have to pause because I'm going to jump back to the CEO, Andrew, because I'm excited about this feature. Apparently, this is brand new, shortening your gap words. This is huge. And my hope is that we will both learn a lot right here in this short, abbreviated time.
Editors, but the familiar experience of using docs or PowerPoint slides. In a minute, we'll go through a few demos that show off just how simple and powerful scenes are. But first, let's take a tour of the all-new Descript. We're calling this release Descript Storyboard. Here it is, and yes, we've added dark mode.
Yes.
The editor is now divided into 5 panels: the script, the timeline, the canvas, the insert toolbar, and the sidebar. Let's go through them one by one, and as we go, I'll point out some of our new features. Starting with the script, you can see that it's been redesigned around scenes. Whenever you type a slash to add a new scene, it appears over here in the margin. Now, when you add other visual clip,
I think that's super cool. So I did that before when I watched the video. I'm like, cool. You throw in a slash, it makes a scene. A scene is something that you can throw in what you want with it, right? Like you can put in a B-roll video on top of it or whatever. A scene is its own segment.
you'll see that they snap to scenes. Audio clips work like before. They're just pinned to your script and aren't contained by scenes. We've made several other improvements to the script, like new modes for transcript correction and writing text-to-speech, an improved toolbar that shows up when you make a selection, and, my favorite, a gap toolbar where you can easily adjust the space between words or even adjust video offset to create J and L cuts.
Dang it. This is going to be my favorite too. Your favorite? It's going to be my favorite. That is definitely... Okay, I got to figure this out right now. Okay, kind of struggling to remove the gap. Excuse this interruption. I want to tell you guys, I just figured something out. This is the next day after I recorded that and couldn't figure out the item. I had another video that I was editing, and I spent about 45 minutes getting rid of the space and the kind of ums and stuff, so doing a first round of editing a video. And I said, you know what? Let me hop back into Script. I can figure this out. I know I can. So I loaded up this video, and lo and behold, I figured it out this time. Side note, if you guys have Chick-fil-A, you should get one of these holiday milkshakes. Delicious. So 2 things that I did here. I did 2 things on this file right away, and it literally is what I just spent the last 45 minutes doing. First item I did was I clicked, I don't know why this didn't work from yesterday, but I clicked shorten word gaps, and it says 17 results and so it shows where there's all these gaps, all this space, right? And so I adjusted the space. It was 1 second. I adjusted it to a full second. So I hit apply to all. Notice that it just reduced. There was the timestamp here that was 16 minutes. It reduced it to 13 minutes and 38 seconds. So it took about 3 minutes off of the video, just removing some of the space. Next thing that I want to do is remove filler words. And when I click that, there's a lot of filler word. The ums and uhs are pretty obvious or pretty common for me. So is another one of my vocal fillers. But these are the ones that by default with the free version of the script. When I upgrade, I'll be able to remove the so's. But so it found all of these, and I'm not going to replace it with a gap clip. You can create it with space, but I'm just going to go ahead and just apply all and let it remove those. And it's going to make these adjustments. So once those finalized, you can see down here it's 13:05. So it removed like 20 seconds of me saying If you think about that in a video for 13 minutes, that's a lot. That's a lot of ums. Now, when I went back and played this thing from the beginning, pretty darn good, pretty perfect. So I went back through and played it. This is great. Like it's enough for me to pull the trigger, become a paid customer. Even just 45 minutes of my time is worth the monthly investment for it. But this is super cool how you can edit from the text. I will say that's super neat, man. Instead of the video. So I'll give you a quick example here. I've seller financed a house. I've done tenant placement. I've set up lease options. I've owned traditional rentals. All right, so let's say that I made a mistake when I said I set up lease options. So I'll literally just take the text and delete out that text. When I do that, I've owned traditional rentals. When I do that, it's going to just literally just remove it. I've seller financed a house. I've done tenant placement. I've owned traditional rental. How cool is that? So you really are just editing text rather than the video. And so it's really taking it from a transcript, a transcript. Oh man, I'm really seeing the value. If I can figure out this gap words, Andrew, mark my words, I figure that out, I'm a customer for life because it will save my team's time and my time in cutting it out. If that technology for cutting out the gap space works like I think it will, it's gonna perfectly create my videos the way that I want, because I record specifically with space to cut out all the gaps so that I can record in one fail swoop, and man, that's going to be great. So let's go back to you, Andrew.
Where you can easily adjust the space between words or even adjust video offset to create J and L cuts.
That's right.
Over here in the canvas, basically what we've done is add a bunch of creature comfort so it feels more like your favorite slide app.
I like how you said creature comforts. Definitely a creature comfort.
You can work with objects even if they're outside of the frame. You can use the keyboard to cut, copy, paste, and delete and nudge clips with the arrow keys. You can select multiple clips at the same time, and last but not least, you can crop and rotate objects. Next, we've consolidated Descript's 2 sidebars into a single side panel over here on the right, with tabs for properties, compositions, search, and comments. This properties panel is where a bunch of...
Cool. So quick question. Are you guys already users of Descript? Have you used it before, maybe in the past, before they've made all these advances? I'd be curious. Comment down below. Let me know. I'm gonna go forward a bit in this video. I will include a link to this so you can watch it yourself and see all the new features. For now, we'll just play some of the highlights.
On to the timeline. In Storyboard, a lot of the editing you might have previously done in the timeline, you can now do directly from the script in the sidebar. So the timeline has been streamlined to focus on the thing that a timeline is uniquely good at, precision editing. Whenever you select something in the canvas, its track will show up in the timeline. And from here, you can do things like trim, make internal edits, slip the position of the file inside a clip.
Cool.
Media library drawer. This includes any files that you've added to your project, but we've also built in free access to premium stock media libraries with a searchable collection of millions of videos, images, sound effects, and music. We've also integrated Jiffy and Unsplash directly into the app with more libraries like that to come. Finally, Descript now has an integrated multi-track camera and screen record. So you can record video directly into your composition, and the screen and camera will be on different tracks. And you can use this with scenes to easily switch between different layouts. All right, that's an overview of the new Descript. Now I'm going to welcome a few of my teammates to show it in action, starting with Laura.
Screen and the camera being on different tracks is pretty powerful. I think that could be more powerful than my current process of doing screen recording. Just thinking out loud. So yeah, super excited about the potential there. This is kind of a cool part of the video. She goes through and shows, how a traditional video editor works,
and after
right?
this
With
step,
making a
make
video.
sure you definitely do not move your files because you will break the funky stuff going on. Then I just use my J, K, and L keys to scrub through the footage and use the Command K and M hotkeys to make cuts and add markers for my dialogue cues. After that, we move on to B-roll selects, which are a little easier since there's no dialogue. I do still add markers so I can keep track of my selects. Now, for the finishing touch, key and drag everything on the timeline back to that edit point, and then fine-tune.
Definitely makes sense. I mean, if that's how you've always done things, cool, right? But maybe
I've been so fortunate to pull together the most wonderful and talented group of people
Got a smart
that I've
team.
ever worked with who could pull it off. And I'm so proud to be able to introduce you to what they've built. Finally, if you want to chat about what you've seen here, then just stop by our Discord channel. I'll be there. The rest of the team will be there, and we'd love to hear what
see you in Discord, Andrew.
you think. Thanks for watching, and I really hope you like this.
See you in Discord. If I can figure out this get words, oh my gosh, it's on. This tool will for me end up replacing potentially 2 other tools. I won't even name them, but potentially 2 other tools that I'm using if I can figure out that one feature. So all I can say is I can't wait for the storyboard feature to be fully live, and it's rolling out to all users right now. I'm really excited about it. So if you'd like to check out Descript, I will put a link down in the description where you can easily get to it and just click it and go over there. It is a referral link, just so you know. And after you do that, watch this next video. Peace.